are trying to get all the technical stuff figured out. But you know what, man, it doesn't matter, right? So this is the probably the first thing that I want to even start talking about, man. I don't know who's going to be joining, who's going to be tapping in or not. I don't know if there's even anybody listening, man, but I tell you. So the thing that I want to get started with today is just talking about getting things done for the sake of just getting it done, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, all glitz and glamour, but you know what? As long as you're taking the first step to doing something, right? So it's the first time that we're logging in here on all these different platforms. So what do we got, man? So we got Clubhouse right here, right? Oh, Instagram is live over here too. Okay, cool. Okay, okay, got it. Okay, okay, got it. All right, so let's see. Okay, is Tony in here? Is that Tony right there? Okay, what's up, Tony?
I'm just coming in here to support, man, bro. I'm trying to hear my dog get down. You know what I'm saying? Man, what is going on, dog? I don't went on a YouTube channel. Bro, where's all of this game getting spit at, dog?
Man, look,
We in the building, god dang it.
hey, so can they hear Tony in all the platforms right now? Yo, this is damn Tony. You over here like so? This is how you kick it all the time, bro. This is legit. And you got this set up at the house too, huh?
Oh, you dirtbag, dog. How long I've been telling you, man, that you should have been on this stuff, dog?
Yo, this is dope, man. So like, all right, hopefully we'll win and we'll get some more folks in here, man. So we can just start having a conversation, man. But really, what I want to start talking to people about is the right time, right? So just like as the topic line says right there. So there's only it's just me, Tony, and then these two people right here. Okay, all right. D and Brandon, appreciate you guys tapping in. All right, all right, man. So as we're kind of getting set up and trying to figure this stuff out, man, it kind of goes back to the thing that I was mentioning originally, right? Don't worry about having everything perfect. Like, who cares if things aren't going the way that you're really hoping that it would, or anything like that? As long as you just get out the door and do it, man. Do it and then figure it out, right? So we're in here kind of messing with stuff, and then what I was just telling our media guy, right? Like the guy behind the magic is, dude, screw it, man. Press the live button. We'll figure out along the way. People got questions or whatever, we will address it. Um, but you know what, man? Waiting for things to be perfect, all it's gonna do is just gonna kind of delay things, right? So uh, that ties into my journey in real estate, man. So for those of you guys who don't know, my name is Bruno Nascimento. I'm down here in Southern California. I am a real estate investor, a real estate educator, retired United States Marine. Hoorah! 20 years United States Marine Corps, 20 years and 6 days to be exact, but it's not like I was really counting or anything, right? But 20 years, man, after serving our nation, I decided to move on to bigger and better, right? And by the bigger and better that I'm talking about is committing to my family, right? Decided to move on and say, you know what, man, I love serving. I love giving back. I love the selflessness of it, right? But it came at a price, right? It came at ultimately my family having to get put on the back burner, right? And I know that it sounds bad initially whenever you say that, right? Oh, your family's getting put on the back burner, but it is the truth, right? And it is what not just me, but every other service member that that's serving right now. That is what ultimately service members are doing, right? Is we are putting here, I'll put it right here. We are putting our families on the back burner because the only way that we can truly dedicate ourselves to service and being able to be there to respond whenever things go down, right, is by being able to deploy at a moment's notice. Okay, so I will say, guys, the price that gets paid is a lot of times something that people don't realize, right? How difficult it is to serve and also do the whole life, family, work balance, and everything else like that. Because I'll tell you, man, as a United States Marine, that wasn't much of a thing, right? And as much as people say, like, oh yeah, like there's definitely a way for you to be able to balance this and balance that. No, man. The Marine Corps, they demand all of you, and a lot of times, everything that you have going on, you have to put that on pause, and it doesn't matter because you just have to get out the door, right? So big shout out to everyone that's tapping in. Hey Liz, what's up, man? How you doing? We got Liz Munoz over here that is tapping in on the Instagram live. A future agent of the team right here, right? That we're working on getting her to pass her state exam so she can get licensed, right? So she is going to be one of the members, right, that tap into our military spouse initiative that we have going on, right? So as you guys know by everything that you guys have been able to tap in, okay, everything that you guys have seen from the 10X movement that we've done, the 10X vets, now known as Cardone Veterans Group, right? A lot of it is that, guys. A lot of it is us being able to continue to serve and give back, right? So to those that have already been tapping in, you saw that, or you heard me tell my story of me transitioning from the military to just dedicating myself to my family, man, and doing so through real estate. So what I ultimately did was I went and retired. I had served as a real estate agent, right, for about 4 or 5 years of my last years in the Marine Corps as an active duty service member. So it got to the point, man, where I was getting ready to transition, right? And even though I had already started a career and I felt comfortable in the route that I wanted to go, I still had hesitation, man. And it wasn't the hesitation that I had because of not knowing what I was going to get into, right? So a lot of military service members, when they transfer, right, we're not sure what it is that we want to do when we grow up, right? So if you guys are tapping in on the live, you see me talk with the air quotes, right? When we grow up in the Marine Corps, right? So meaning that, I joined when I was 18, man. Didn't do anything else. So this is all that I knew for the time, for my entire adulthood, was being a United States Marine. So even though I knew what it is that I was going to be transitioning into, I was still nervous, man. And I think that the thing that led and attributed to me being nervous was just letting go of something that I had held on to for so long, and it was more than just a career. It was more than a job. It was something that you just kind of took on as a lifestyle, right? So understanding that we were going to ultimately move from that, right, was a little nerve wracking, man. And then shout out to my man Tony that's up here on the stage too, because man, I tell you, dog, man, I was nervous, and even though I had already been preparing myself to transition for a really, really long time, when it came time for me to drop my Appendix J, right? So, hey, what's up, Dylan? What up? What up? What up? Hey, man, shout out to my man Dylan. Just recently transitioned also into this space, into the real estate industry. Man, one of the best Marines I've ever had the opportunity to work with and seen and put in that work, man, out there in on NCRD San Diego as a drill instructor. What's up, Wilson? Hey, shout out to you too, brother. But I tell you, man, so even though I knew exactly what it is that I wanted to get into, I was nervous, man. And I reached out to my man Tony, right? I was in his little tiny ass office and I'm pacing around holding this folder, right? So the Appendix J, what that is, it's the thing that lets the Marine Corps know that you are requesting for you to retire, for you to be, transferred to the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve list or whatever, right? And then, man, I was nervous, man. I had been waiting 20 years for this moment. And then I reached out to Tony. And then this dude, right, without hesitation, he's like, he just got onto me, man. And that's, what a lot of times friends need to do for each other, man. Your friends, guys, so check it out. So what is this right here? Okay, so that's TikTok. Oh, shit. Hey, guys, for, you're not center on the camera. Okay, which? Oh, the Instagram one. Okay. Yeah, where's that camera for the Instagram?
So this is gonna be your main. That's your that's delayed. So like Instagram's a little delayed.
Oh, so it's over to the my right.
Yeah, stay right here in this angle.
Okay. Yo, is that better, Wilson? Oh no, shit.
No, don't worry about that one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's delayed, so you're gonna have to see this. But let me see. Let me give you an option.
All right. Well, hey man, so while we figure this out, man, I'm just gonna keep rolling, man. The hey, look at that, Doc Clarissa, man, in the building. What's up, Doc? Hey, what's up? Dr. Clarissa, we appreciate you, man. Always pulling up, man. This is like the definition of support, man. And we definitely appreciate you for always doing what you do, man. Like this is unwavering support right there. So, hey, Dr. Clarissa, man, we super appreciate you, man. Um, he said, Wilson said, I just want to see that beautiful face. Hey, Wilson, why are you making a brown man blush, dog? You know, why are you doing that, man? Um, but nah, man. So the thing that I was getting at, man, is just talking about having good people in your circle, man. Having people that are gonna be able to call you out on your bullshit, right? So having people that are gonna go and say, hey man, like stop, right? Like, what are you hesitating for? So that was me, man. I was nervous about transitioning, right? For those of you that are in the chat, man, or if you are a transitioning service member, man, go ahead and drop a one in the chat, so I see that there's other, that there are other people that are, that can understand where I'm coming from, man. Because I'm telling you, serving 20 years in the Marine Corps, man, it's a lot, man, and that came with shoot over 9 deployments, right? Kezia, we appreciate you, right? But man, it's really about having people in your corner, man. People that are gonna call you out on your bullshit, right? Wilson, appreciate that, boss. And man, I tell you, Anthony Glenn did not hesitate, right, to put me in my place, dog. And that's what I needed, man. So what I needed was a voice of reason from somebody to tell me to say, hey, man, like, in his words, and pardon my French, man, but hey, we keeping it raw. We keeping it, straight up in here today, man. Like all the PC-ness, the political correctness, man, we're throwing that out the window today. And man, my man went and said, hey, bro, must I remind you who the fuck you are, right? And yo, that right there was something that I desperately needed to hear, because you know what, man, no matter the fact that I knew my job, I knew what I was getting into. I did the math. I realized that me staying active duty, I was losing more money, right? Because I was missing out on opportunities for me to be able to meet the people that I needed to meet, to be able to not, I was missing the opportunity to be in the meetings and the rooms, to shake the hands of the people that would help take us to a whole nother level. And it was all because I was afraid. You know what I mean? I was afraid of the unknown is really what it was, man. It was me not being sure of what it is that I was getting myself into, even though I knew what I was getting myself into. Right. And that's what I needed, man. I needed somebody to, really push me and say, Doug, you know what? Like, must I remind you who you are? And you know what? Like, that was what I needed. I needed that reminder because I was questioning myself, right? I was questioning my ability, because the Marine Corps is great, man, but we have this thing that we are super good at, making people feel like as if you're not going to be successful outside of being in uniform, right? And I'll tell you, man, that a lot of people, some of the people, some of the top entrepreneurs, and some of the people that do the best, right, are the folks that have an entrepreneurial mind, right, that are in service, and break away from that, man. And for me, it took me going through some really really tough times in the Marine Corps to realize that, you know what, man, like the Marine Corps is great, but I realized that the Marine Corps isn't always going to be there for me, right? The Marine Corps is great, but the Marine Corps wasn't always going to be there. And I knew that I had to reach a point to where I would eventually transition into something else, bigger and better, right? And the bigger and better that I'm referencing is my family, man, and being able to be there for them. But it's been a blessing, man. You know what I mean? It's been a complete blessing, because it's given me the financial freedom for me to be able to do the things that I really wanted to do, man. To really be present, to be able to go take my kids to school on a daily basis, do the, drop offs and pickups, the things that we ultimately take for granted so often, man, that, we just kind of forget, uh, you know, but again, it was a good thing for me to kind of go through, right? And I needed that push, right? So the thing that I want to say to people is, man, if you don't have that friend that is going to call you out on your bullshit, man, you should really, analyze who you have in your circle, man, because that is going to make a difference big time, right? On whether or not you're going to be able to, change the trajectory in which you are moving towards. Okay.
Hey,
So,
hey, Bruno, can I say something real quick if you don't
yeah,
mind?
Doug.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Man, congratulations for Bruno getting on here, man. Turning it up, man. Let's turn the hell up, man. Man, Bruno's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to show Bruno some love, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat for Bruno, man, because see, y'all don't know how hard this is to get on here and do this stuff, man. But I definitely want to say this to you. Do me a favor right now. Bruno's Instagram is at the top. Click the link above my head and make sure that you follow Bruno on the social media and just look how funny he looks on the live right now. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I gotta show the reason why I want to show you some love, man, is because people need to hear your story. And I'm complete in alignment with what you're saying. I mean, there's a lot. Put a 1 in the chat right now if there's something that you wanted to do and you just didn't like. You were comfortable, like you're catastrophically comfortable, and I think that that's what you're in alignment with what you're saying. There's so many people that are just comfortable doing the day-to-day minutia, and plus you got a lot of haters, dog. You know, like there's a lot of people who will give you advice on stuff that they're not doing. Like that's the thing, right? You'll tell, oh, I'm getting into real estate. Oh, I don't know if you's gonna do well in real estate. I don't know if that's gonna be a good idea. You might need to just go on and stay in the Marine Corps and get this paycheck every 1st and the 15th. Well, what do you think about that, Bruno?
It's so true, man. You know, and it's one of those, man, where it's the fear. You know what I mean? It's the fear of failing. It's the thing that people try to bring you back in, brother, and keep you in the, stick to what's safe, right? Don't take the jump. Don't make that leap, right? Because shoot, man, you can fall. So why would you ever take that leap or ever, you know what I mean? Like break out of what's safe and secure, man. And the thing for me, brother, it was the fact of like realizing that, while I love serving, I got that out of my system, man. You know what I mean? So like I know that I was able to, lay down at night knowing that I gave everything that I had to the Marine Corps. Like there was no reservation. There wasn't anything that I held back on, right? Like everything that I had, man, I laid it all on the line. So I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I gave everything that I had, man. But I also realized that, you know what, man, I was never going to be rich in the Marine Corps. And it's one of those like, hey, people talk about like, hey, money isn't the solution to all your problems. Like, yeah, it's not. But though, I mean, if you've ever been broke, right, you will realize that being broke creates a hell of a lot more problems than being rich, right? So we definitely appreciate you guys stepping in, man. So, hey, what I'm going to do real quick, man, I'm going to go ahead and reset the room. Dude, because this was cool, man. I like the setup to just be up here and start talking. And I even forgot that we were even in a room. I thought it was just me, talking to the mic by myself because I'm the only one in the room. Right. So I definitely
Bruno, the cool thing about this, guys, we got a lot of supporters too, man. Come up on stage, guys, and I want you guys to dialogue with Bruno. Okay. Come on up, guys. Come to the stage and have a dialogue with Bruno Nascimento, my brother, my friend. Guys, I want you guys to come up and also click the link above his head. Make sure that you do this. I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. For those of you that are in here, thank you, Shade. Thank you, D Woods. Thank you, Mr. Naduro. I'm still waiting on you to hit me up, man. We got business to do, Mr. Naduro. Okay, so go ahead, Bruno. But make sure you guys click the link above my head and follow Bruno so you can see some of the stuff that we're doing. Bruno Ian, that's my left hand man. Okay, and hey, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, Bruno.
Let's get it, man. You know what I need over here, Tony's that, dude. I need the machine guns and the bombs. Tony's over there. He's got the whole arsenal, dog. I'm over here like,
yeah.
So I got the beatboxing drums over here, man. But nah, man. So I kind of get straight to it, man. I want to welcome everyone. So I'm gonna address the people that are up here in the clubhouse room, man. You guys are tapping into the Winning Real Estate House where we do everything, man, everything real estate and helping you guys elevate and get to the next level, man. We start talking to you guys about, more than just a mindset is understanding things, right? Understanding what the steps are that you need to take for you to win. And then we ultimately connect with you and help you get there and help you win and help you walk through the steps, man. So today, as the topic says up there, we're talking about the right time, right? So this is $1 million talk. And I'm telling you, man, like the tips that I'm dropping today can ultimately make you $1 million. And I promise you, right, if you listen in and you tap in, right, and actually take the steps that we're telling you, you too can reach that goal of getting that $1 million, right? Which is kind of crazy, man. Because I remember back in the day, you used to say like $1 million, like I just felt like that was rich, man. Like $1 million, what? Right? Now I'm like, well, shit. If I won $1 million, um, I think I would probably blow that in in a few in a few minutes, man. So we definitely want to tap in, man. But we appreciate you guys for tapping into the room. Go ahead and then share this into your spaces, man. Share this into your social media platforms. Click that little button down below in between the little bald and the little bald guy and those three connecting dots. Click on that button right there, man. What that's gonna do is gonna help curate the space and get this out so that we get some more people in here, man. Because I promise you, this right here can be beneficial, or it is beneficial to people that you know and people that you're tapped into, right? So what better way to be able to support the people that you know by having people kick the knowledge that you're not having to kick, right? So you can stand, I can stand here and talk to your audience and to your people, and then ultimately get them to learn some of the stuff that they will always connect this information to you because they met us and they got to us through you. Okay, so for all of the business owners, entrepreneurs, and everybody else in the space, man, go ahead and then share this space and get some more people in here, man. So in the clubhouse, man, do we have any real estate investors that are in here right now with us? Right. So I got Maduro, D Woods, Shay. Are any of you guys real estate investors or been into the investing space?
Yes, sir.
Where are you located, sister?
I am out in Paris Island, Beaufort, South Carolina.
What?
Man, I've been trying to tell her, listen, I've been trying to tell her that she needs to get up with us, man. She's not listening to me, man.
Is she
I
active duty?
uh, yes, an active duty. Listen, she's active duty Navy. She's about to get out. Okay. She's a commissioned officer, right? And then she was doing the electric slide, okay, on the depot, okay, and they're gonna kick her out. All right. So I've been trying to talk to her, and guess what? She has a real estate license.
What?
Does she not know, understand that we send business to South Carolina, South
I heard,
Kakalaki?
I heard you.
Are you
I
are
just
you
want to
from there,
put my
sister?
affairs in order first.
Mm-hmm.
Are you from there? Are you from there? Are you from South Carolina?
No, I'm originally from Denver, so this is quite a different view for me.
Okay, let me ask you this. So what's your plan right now? Right. How much longer do you have until you actually transition?
I get out in September.
Of this year?
Yes, sir.
Oh, loud of mercy. Okay.
So I get out in September. Right now, the real estate thing is actually really going well for me. So that's what I plan to do full time. Depending on how advancements turn out, I might do reserve, but that's a long shot.
Okay. So then, do you currently own a home right now, or what type of investments do you get into in real estate wise?
So right now, I do own my home. I work a lot with investor clients, so we buy a lot of broken down properties to do the flips on those.
Okay.
Me personally, I've mainly done the you buy it, you live in it, you fix it up, the Burr method.
Okay.
Um, the only thing is, I haven't properly been able to repeat it just yet, only
Hmm.
because of where I've been stationed. It just hasn't been feasible for me just yet.
Is it because of the equity position, or what is it that's keeping you from being able to do it again?
So my first place was in Cali. And then when I tried, like, it was just hard trying to manage it from Guam.
Hmm.
And then the unit that I had, the HOA just kept going up on it. Um, and it was honestly starting to become as much as my mortgage, if not more. And rent in that area at that time would have not suffice for what I would pay for HOA and mortgage. So I just decided to sell that place. And then when I got here, I got the place that I'm in currently. Um, I got in at 2.3%. So I have no intentions of selling this one just yet.
Okay.
It's also in a good developing area. So I'm just holding on to my equity, but I would, and I'm looking at properties for myself, as I've spoken with Tony about previously, just to start in, like, putting investments in my own name and doing things for myself as opposed to my clients. Love my clients to, love my clients. I adore them, but
Right.
it's time for me to do for myself.
Okay. Well, I mean, we definitely appreciate that share, guys. So what she's talking about earlier when she talked about the Burr method. Okay, so BRRRR. So we got 4 R's, right? So it's so let me kind of break that down for you guys. So the first thing is buy, right? So that's when you go and then you acquire property. So you buy the property, right? And typically, what you want to do is you want to look at those numbers, right? So you want to take a step, and before you actually purchase, you do the math right holistically, meaning that you're doing the math not from just when you purchase, right, but you're looking at all the other factors that you're going to be considering and all the money that you're going to be tossing at that property, right? So that's when you buy. Okay, trying to find properties that need a little bit of TLC, some some a little bit of love, right? So ultimately trying to bring that property back to life. Those are ultimately going to be some of the best properties for you to execute this method on. Or if you're able to just catch a super banking deal on a property that you're purchasing it for below market value, right? So you buy the property, it needs a little bit of love, right? You factor in how much money you're going to spend on doing a rehab, right? A rehabilitation or a renovation of the property, right? So you're throwing some money to bring that up. So if you can buy the property for below market value, okay, then you're going to spend some money to try to fix the property to get it to the place that you want to get it to. Okay, meaning that I purchase a property for this amount, but then after I factor in all the repairs and all the renovation that I do into this property, the property is going to be worth X amount more, right? So what you're doing is you're bringing up the ARV, the after repair value of the home. Okay, so then you're gonna renovate, right? Then you're going to do a refinance. Okay, so what you're doing the refinance for is your ability to be able to pull the money out of the equity that you've built in the property. So you guys are probably asking, hey, like, well, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, what is the, what is the equity that you're referring to, right? So it's me saying that you're purchasing the property for 200,000. After you go and you spend 50,000 to renovate the property, that property that you paid $200,000 for and you've spent $50,000 on fixing is now worth 300. Okay, so then now you're in, right, the whole 250,000. The property is worth 300. So that difference between the money that you're in and what the property is worth, that's what I'm referring to when I'm talking about equity. Okay. So that's a $50,000 equity position that you have there. So you ultimately you do a refinance on the property to pull the equity out in cash, right? So then you're going to refi the property to pull the money out. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and rent the property out, meaning that you're placing a tenant in the property. They're going to go ahead and then they're going to pay that mortgage off for you. Okay. In a perfect world, you're able to cash flow, meaning that your mortgage is lower than what they're paying for in the rent, right? So now you're able to pull out the cash from doing the refinance. You're able to cash flow because they are paying whatever your mortgage amount is, right? And then now you are able to get into another deal because the money that you pulled out, the equity position that you pulled out, that you now have in cash, this is what's ultimately going to set you up for you to be able to repeat that process, right? So buy, renovate or repair, right? Refi, rent, and repeat. Okay, so those are the steps that you want to take whenever you're considering what the Burr method is, right? So if everything lines up, man, shoot, if you can find a property that you can live in and then ultimately house hack, right? Meaning that you are living in the property while all these other things are taking place, right? Then you get put in a really, really good position. So she was talking about the Burr, right? And then one of the other things that I wanted to hit, right, is is the fact. I mean, we were just talking about this morning, right? A lot of people get locked into their interest rates. Okay, so the thing that I want to offer to all of you that are tapping in, whether it's over here on TikTok, Instagram, or on Clubhouse, man, is don't fall in love too much with your interest rate. Okay, fall in love with the cash flow. Okay, fall in love with the cash flow and understanding what it is or how it is that you can turn that into actual money. Okay, and the way that you can do that is, okay, you got a so sister, you said I had a 2.3%, right, interest rate. But you know what? If you do a refinance that you're able to pull some cash out from that property, let's say your mortgage does go up, right? If your mortgage increases, right, but now you have cash in hand, what you really need to be looking at is trying to see, well, what can you do with that cash, right, to make it make sense, right? So does it make sense for me to pull out $100,000 of equity for me to then go and purchase something else that will help me cash flow more than the amount that the rent went or that the mortgage went up by, right? And that is the thing that's the piece that people feel, ultimately people go, man, and it's like they get shackled to their mortgage, right? Like they are shackled by that interest rate, and then it's like, man, if you were to, implement some of the strategies that our man Ice, what's his name, Tony? Dan Daniels, I think his name is, right? The guy that talks about how to pay
Yeah,
off,
Don Daniels.
what is it? Don
Don
Daniels?
Daniels. Yep.
So guys, so we have, so you have ways that you can ultimately pay that mortgage down, that 30-year mortgage down in 10 years or less, right? By you just knowing what it is that you're doing and then implementing those steps for you to be able to do that. Right. So what I'll tell you is don't focus too much on the interest rate. Look at the actual money that's coming in and the money that's going out. Right. And then figuring out what it is that you can ultimately do with that cash that you pull out to be able to purchase more property so that you can expand your portfolio, right? Because you got to remember, right, the assets that you acquire are going to appreciate over time. So if you guys remember what I was talking about when I was mentioning, the equity position, right? So the equity position, right, the money, okay, that's going to continue to grow, right? So don't fall in love too much with your interest rate, guys, and worry more about doing the math up front. So all of these things are things that you want to consider and you want to kind of think about even before you get started, right? So you know what it is that you can expect. So a lot of times things fail and things don't go according to plan because things don't meet your expectations, right? So if you have a way that you can ultimately find, the standards to set for the expectations, you're not really going to be let down, right? And then if you prepare, hope for the best and prepare for the worst, you will never be in a bad position. So for the people who are hesitant about real estate, right? Real estate is one of the few things that allow you that give you control, right? You can control what it is that you do with the real estate. Okay, so one of the biggest objections that I hear is people say like, "Oh man, you know what? Like, what if the market crashes?" Okay, and right, if you went in right and you looked at everything holistically, okay, you already planned for what if the market crashes. Well, it's pretty simple, right? If the market crashes, what should you not do to a piece of property that you own if the market crashes? What do we got on stage here? So like, what do you guys think that that you should not do if the real estate market crashes and you own a property? What should you not do? You can go ahead and drop it in the chat. Unmute your mics if you want to drop something in, right? But what should you absolutely not do if the value of homes go down? What should you not do?
You shouldn't sell it.
My man. And why is that, D Woods?
Well, because when the interest rates drop, if you look at history and what we've been through, I was in the '08 bubble when it first came, and every property that I held on to back then, um, I held on to it and almost came close to almost filing bankruptcy because I couldn't keep the properties rented. But when I weathered the storm, each one of those properties went up in value, and then fast forward about 6 years later, I sold them and made out real nice on each one,
Oh man, I love
which
that,
I
bro.
should have kept them. Which I should have kept them if I knew what I knew now. I
Yeah.
probably will never, ever, ever sell any more properties again as investment properties.
Dude, and I love that share, man. You know what? And that hopefully, guys, so check this out, man. What if, right? What if I told you that there's a way that you can potentially learn, right, from mistakes? But what if those mistakes that are made and those lessons that are learned, right, you can learn it from other people's mistakes, right? What if you're able to then go and not make the same mistakes as somebody else so you can ultimately take away with the lesson that somebody else makes or you know the lesson that somebody else learned that you can learn the lesson but then avoid making the mistake, right? So this is ultimately what we do, man, right? Is us tapping in and then letting you guys know what it is that we know so that we can get you to the point to where again, and I'm sure the people that are tapping into the space, man, the people that our parents can fully understand this right here, right? So what is it that we as parents try to do for our kids, right? What is it that we, if you guys have any kids like mine, my kids, they always got something to say, man. My kids always got a rebuttal. They always got something to say because they just know better, man. Right? And it's ultimately trying to get them to not make the same mistakes that you're making, trying to share ways to win without having to take all the losses, man. And I'm telling you, before you guys catch a win, I promise you that you're going to ultimately take significantly more losses. And if you catch a win without having any losses, you will never, ever, ever be able to really, take that win in for what it's actually for, right? And really be able to, man, like understand the value of your win, right? Because you're just always,
Hey,
you're
Bruno.
always losing.
Hey, I got a couple of questions for you, brother.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay. All right. So the first question is, okay, so what advice would you give? Okay. And for those of you that are listening right now, man, down in the listening lounge, the 17 people that are here, 18 people, come to the stage because we want to dialogue with you guys. Okay. Show Bruno some love. Come on stage. Raise your hand and get on. This is Bruno Nascimento running the show. Above my head is his Instagram link. He's a real estate investor, longtime friend of mine. Okay. And I want as much support as possible for him. So here's the question that I would ask you. For a brand new investor looking to buy their first property, can you give me three what is your top three things that you would tell people that they need to look out for when investing in a piece of real estate?
Okay. All right. So the question that Tony's asking is, so if you have a new investor, what are the three things or what are the things that investor should be considering, man? So I'll tell you, it's four for me, right? And it's the thing that we talk about that ultimately drives the value of properties, right? And it's the acronym is STUD, STUD, right? For scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. Okay, so those are the factors that right, I would never buy a property, right, that don't meet the threshold set by that acronym, right? So scarcity being what is, how much of something is there, how rare, how unique is something, right? Transferability. Am I able to ultimately transfer that property or sell, right, for money? Can I make, like, is there something that will ultimately stop me from being able to sell that property from my possession to somebody else in exchange for money, opportunity, or positions, right? And then utility, right? So what is the utilization of that property, right? So if I have a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, right? Me as an investor, I steer clear of properties like that because I know that once I place the tenants in there, if that 1 bathroom goes down, then now I know that I'm financially liable, right, for relocating my tenants and putting them somewhere else because a family cannot live in a property that doesn't have a functioning bathroom, right? So the utilization. So obviously, if the property has three bathrooms for 3 bedrooms compared to 3 bedrooms and 1 bath, it ultimately skews that and then it makes the property less desirable, therefore having the demand for it be less, right? And that's ultimately what the last one is demand. So you know does something do people want that something, right? Is there the demand for that asset and for that property? So again, the 4 factors that I would consider whenever we're talking about value, if you look at these things, you will ultimately keep yourself out of hot waters, right? It's you looking at, scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. So those are the factors that I would consider. So stud, stud, stud. So for those of you that are considering getting your real estate license, okay, know that that right there is one of the questions that you will be asked on your test. Okay, and for those of you that are tapping into to TikTok, hey man, I'm gonna drop my handle here in the chat so you guys can give me a follow, man, because I'm trying to get like these winners, Tony and Albert, man. They got like a million quadrillion followers, dog. Like I only like I don't even have 1,000. So like it like my account is so ass that TikTok doesn't even let me show my face on TikTok because I don't have enough people that want to see my face. So
Well, dog, let me tell you what I did. All you got to do is post some content that people disagree with. You'll go viral real quick.
for real.
999,000 comments later, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
For real. But no, man. But yeah, so yeah, Tony. So that's what I would say, man. Like those are the tips that I would give somebody. Anybody who's considering, getting started in real estate, man. Is take those four economic factors, right? But most importantly, I would tell you, man, like plan everything out, do the math, right? People fall short because they have short term thinking. They don't think about like the end game. Man, real estate is not a get rich quick thing at all, right? But ultimately, the one who has the most patience will ultimately have the most money. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And I have another question. Okay, so I got a guy right here that says, okay, so J2NVST said, got 88 house portfolio in Georgia, 13 to 15 vacant doors, 82K a door, want a JV. You know what? Can you explain, like, if you was going to go into that scenario, and I'll help you unpack this too, but what scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand, okay? What advice would you give someone that is investing or wanting to invest in this market? What are some of the compensating factors that will contribute? Why is it important? Like, what are some of the economical things that is making the market lucrative for real estate investors?
It's ultimately going to be the supply and demand, right? So it's one of the things where when you're talking about real estate, man, real estate is one of the things that you always need. Like there is absolutely no way around the fact that we all need real estate, right? So it doesn't matter whether we're talking about a business, whether we're talking about, where people just, go lay their heads at night, right? There is no way around not having real estate. The bank that you go to go pull your money out, right? For them to establish the bank, they need the real estate for them to go and set up the bank. The place that you go get your food at, Ralph's, Vaughn's, Piggly Wiggly, all these places, it's all real estate, right? So it's one of the things, man, where it's like it's understanding that if you ultimately purchase property in places where the demand is going to be there, right? So like right now, we know that there is a shortage of houses, right? How many headlines have we come across from people talking about the shortage of houses, right? COVID happened, right? So when COVID took place, right, a lot of the builders were having to shut down because of quarantine, right? So people weren't able to get out there and start building homes at the pace, right, that we were needing homes to be built because of the demand for housing. Man, I remember being in the 6th grade, and then they said that like the world population was like shit, dog, like 6 point something billion, right? And now that thing is at like 8 point something billion, where I'm like, good Lord, that thing went up fast. But yeah, man, I mean, I think that's, the main economic factor that I would consider is the demand. So if you're looking at having a property somewhere, right, like, will the demand for it be there? What problem are you ultimately able to solve with that piece of real estate?
That's a good one. That's a good one. And put that in the chat, guys. What problem are you able to solve? What problem are you able to solve with real estate, right? And then I got J2NV Invest. Did you have a question for Bruno Nascimento? I see you on stage right now. Did you have a question? You can unmute your mic and ask your question. We can hear you.
Oh no, I had automatic pop up here. I thought you invited me, bro. My bad.
Oh, Bruno, can you hear him?
It's my first time here,
Yeah, no, I can hear.
Okay.
Which platform is he
on? He's on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is Bruno Nascimento. He's an investor. I want. Can you tell us about that project that you have, and let's talk about what it is that you're doing, because we want to talk about this scenario. Bruno, did you have questions for him?
So he's the one that asked the question about the 83 the 82 properties.
Yeah. Can you tell Bruno the information on the property?
I got 88 house portfolio for sale. I had a hedge fund back out, so really just trying to get off and dispose, because that was my only reason for contacting them in the first place. Going through rentals, the ones that are empty, they're almost at market rents, but the market rents have changed. I have the T12 being fully rented out. You're cash flowing, I believe, right at like 73, 78K a month. So that should put you right about 900 some change for the year.
Now, can I ask him a
You
question,
connect
Bruno?
with us, dog?
Yeah, for real. Can I ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind? We want to ask some questions about that deal. How did you get that deal? Are you a wholesaler or is it your project? Okay, so you're
no. This is my project. So I'm direct.
Okay.
So I'm direct to principal, but I am a wholesaler.
Okay, good. So you actually have a principal owner for that, and then you're the wholesaler of this
Correct.
project. You don't have an end buyer. What's the rehab cost for all of the units?
They're already going through rehab already.
Okay, so you have somebody.
The ones that are empty.
Okay,
go ahead. The ones that are vacant are being rehabbed. The other ones that are rehabbed when they're empty. Most of the portfolio is rehabbed.
Okay. All right. So Bruno, did you have any other questions besides? Make sure you hit Bruno up. Bruno, what's the best way? Do you want to use the text number that we use?
I didn't even know that this was like a shared live, so I don't even know who Bruno is.
Oh yeah, so Bruno is on. We're platforming across all platforms. We're all real estate investors. Him and I are in California. I decided to go on the live to get more reach for him. His name's Bruno Nascimento,
Gotcha.
And then I'll put his 10K card in the chat. So if you put something in the chat, I'll respond. But we're just doing Q&A here, and that's it. Just all things real estate talk. Bruno, did you have questions for him?
No, man. I think what I would what I would really want to do is to be able to connect. To see, man, if that deal makes sense, right? I mean, shoot, we have an office full of veterans that are always looking to invest. And if it doesn't fit us, then I mean, shit, man, we have we work with a lot of buyers nationwide that are always looking for a deal. So if something like that makes sense, brother, please reach out to us. I would love for us to be able to connect. And of course, like once we connect, we got a few more questions to kind of look at the deal. And again,
yeah. Without a doubt.
What's that?
No, I said yeah. Without a doubt, let's connect.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bruno10k.com, BRUNO10k.com is his. If you put something in the chat, I'll respond to it. So you have the connect for Bruno, and then you can reach out to him direct, and then him and I will sit down and see if it's something that you never know, we might be interested in that deal if the numbers make sense.
For real, man. And that's where like the power of collaboration, man. I love this. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like you went and you tapped into, if you're on, like you hopped on your TikTok not knowing that, like you probably could come across people that are interested in the property and the deal that you got. You know what I mean? And it starts right here. So this is why, guys, I'm telling you, man, do us a favor, right? Share this into your spaces and get people in here so that the information that we are harping on and the things that we're talking about, right? It will benefit somebody in the room today. I promise you, right? So who do we got? We got Marquina that's down there in the audience, Heaven, Jamar, Karen, Angela, Shay, Linda, Syed, B, Jill, right? I'm telling you, somebody that's listening today is going to benefit from some of the stuff that we're talking about right here, right? And all it takes is for you guys to put it into action. So it's one thing for you to be able to tap in, and it's another thing for you to take notes and then actually take actionable steps. Okay, so let's definitely make sure to do that.
The only Bruno 10K I'm following is this kid gamer, man. I mean, finding. I'm not finding that in terms of searching for it in the 10k.com did not pull up.
The website is the site. So Bruno10k.com if you want to go to the website, or if you want to look on the platforms, you just search for @making homeowners. right. Or hey Tony, what's the phone number that we got, man? I'll drop it in the chat, like
Okay,
that number.
here's what I'm gonna do. Is that J Invest asking for the information from TikTok?
Yeah,
Okay, put. Okay, do me a favor. Type something in the chat right now on TikTok. I will respond with Bruno's link.
I just typed in my email address.
Okay, all right. Let me see here. Okay, all right. So Bruno10k.com. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are liking the conversation. Bruno, you're doing an outstanding job.
Oh
Fire.
man, you know what? Hey, I need to get up with Sean, dog, because that thing isn't pulling up the
Okay.
BrunoTech.com.
All right. I will put. Here's what I'll do. I'll just put the number in the chat. Uh,
Yeah, what's the phone number, man?
uh,
I'm gonna drop it in the chat here on Clubhouse as well.
okay. I'm gonna send it to you. Okay. Just hang out. We're gonna get you the number. So the best way to reach us, because I don't want to do the 760-385-8211. That's the other number. I want the one that drops right into the CRM. I don't even have it remembered. But stick around. I'll get that number for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Outstanding. Oh, back over to you, Bruno.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate everyone that's pulled up, man. Shout out to HK, Derek, Shay, Tony D Woods, and Kezia. Is that how you say it? Kezia? I don't want to be butchering the name
Uh,
over.
it's Kazia, but I've heard
Kazia.
it so many ways. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. So like my last name, people trying to pronounce that thing is it in itself is a mission. And then they came out with that song, the "We Don't Talk About Bruno" stuff, and then all of a sudden it became really really popular. But
Here's what I'm gonna do, Bruno, just for the sake of time. Text WIN to 760-385-8211. We'll just use that for now.
385
Text
385. What's the last one?
760-385-8211. Text WIN to 760-385-8211. And then Bruno will reach out to you today. Okay. You got that, J Invest? That number?
No, I was typing email. Give me 1 sec.
Okay. All right. So back over to you, Bruno. And guys, listen to me. Do me a favor. Above Bruno's head, you'll see his Instagram link. And guys, we're gonna be doing these rooms Tuesdays, Wednesdays. We're probably gonna be doing them each week, bro. I think what we should do, Bruno, is that me, you, and Ian rotate, bro, and then have
Yeah,
these
dude.
rooms like this, and then that way, you get a different set of eyes and ears. And guys, if you're on TikTok and you want to ask Bruno a question, raise your hand, come up on stage, and then I will get that information to him. And then, guys, if you see the link above my head, you'll see Bruno on live. Just go in there, show him some love, okay? And just put a fire emoji, put a doo-doo emoji, whatever you want to put in there.
Any comment is a comment, man, and we'll take it.
Hey, that's right, man. All right, go ahead, rock out, brother.
Yeah,
What
man,
was that number?
So it's gonna be
760-385-8211.
So go ahead and text "win" over to that, brother, and then we'll definitely reach out to you and connect and see how we can talk about this deal, man, and then ultimately structure it. And then I'm telling you guys, if you guys, go ahead and hop on Instagram, click on my links for those of you that are in Clubhouse, click on that link and give me a follow, right? Because then what we're gonna be able to do is. If this deal makes sense, man, we will record this whole thing for you, so where we can go and show you, man, from beginning to end, right? We will go and show you, if we move forward with a deal like this, why it is that it makes sense. What are the factors that we are considering whenever we're trying to structure the deal to underwrite it to see if it makes sense, right? I mean, even though shit, if you guys really want the details, you can always attend our veteran wealth formula event that we will not only show you guys how to underwrite the deals, but we'll show you how to write the business plan and how to make sure that it makes sense to your end goal. But I'm telling you, man. So tap in, and then we can show you guys specifically about this deal, how if it makes sense and why it is that it would make sense, and show you from start to finish. Because I'm telling you, so one of the things that makes us different from a lot of people, right, is that whenever we give people, so we don't give advice, okay, and that's the first thing that I'll tell you now, right? We're not up here to give advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not, I don't fill any roles or capacity of an advisor. But what I am able to do is I'm able to share my experiences, good and bad, to help you understand if something is beneficial, if something is going to help you, right? And then you can ultimately follow our steps or not. And the things that we talk to you about, these aren't things that I was reading a book on. These aren't things that, I just watched. I watched a video from somebody and I'm just retelling their story. Everything that we tell you guys is specifically from our own experiences, right? We're never going to really kind of speak on and comment on things that we're not, really sure about because we don't have the experience in. But if I have the experience in it, I promise you, I will share with you to prevent you from making the same mistakes that I've made. Okay, so kind of bringing this back, man, and I want to kind of do a quick room reset for those of you that are tapping in on Instagram. I definitely appreciate you guys. For those of you that are on TikTok over here, we're tuning in live from the SITREP podcast handle over here, right? We've pinned a comment over at Making Homeowners, right? So go ahead and give me a follow so that way I can hop on and you guys can actually see my face on on TikTok. So I'm not relying on Tony's ability to be able to tap in, right? For everyone that's in on Clubhouse, man, we definitely appreciate it, man. We see a lot of familiar faces and people that are always supporting Derek, HK, D Woods, man, Shay, Kezia, man, Doc Clarissa, always pulling up and always showing some love, and we super appreciate you, sister. Right, but you guys are tapping into the Winning Real Estate Room, man, where we talk to you everything about winning in real estate. Right, it doesn't matter what your experiences are, right, or lack thereof, man. We got you covered, man. So let me see, Doc Clarissa. When you left the Marines, you immediately created a real estate business, or did you buy an investment property? Okay, that's a pretty good question, man. So no. So what I did was this, right? So I got started into real estate before I got out of the Marines. Okay, and that right there, if no one takes anything else away from the information that we're sharing with you guys, right? If you know anybody who's in service, I beg of you to let them know that it is in their best interest for them to buy real estate while they're in, right? Because what they're able to do is they can use their VA home loan benefit that allows them to ultimately purchase a property at zero money down. Okay, an example that I'll give you is this. So this is, Dr. Riss, I appreciate the question because this kind of opens it up for me to give you guys a testimonial for, from one of my experiences and a property, right, that I currently own now. That's an investment property that I cash flow on, right? But it was this. Okay, so I was active duty. I purchased a property, right, a single family residence that my family and I lived in for some time. I purchased that property for $455,000. Okay. My mortgage, I did a VA Earl, which is the interest rate reduction refinance loan, lower my interest rate, right? I was at a 2.25% interest rate. Okay. My mortgage was about $2,600, 2.25% interest rate. Okay. So $2,600 per month is what my mortgage was. Then, in about 4 years, right, 4 years after I purchased it, the value had already shot through the roof. So that property that I purchased that was $455,000 was now worth over $800,000. I'm not lying to you guys. I'm not bullshitting you, right? For those of you guys that are in the Clubhouse space, right, I am no shit dropping the address of the property. So you see, that, hey, it's no cap, right? Like there is absolutely no lie on the things that I'm telling you guys here, right? And I'm putting the address because everything is public record anyways, right? But that address that I just dropped in there, the house on Shady Glen Street.
I hate that name, dog. I cannot stand that name, bro. I hate when I tell you every time you say that, man, I cringe, man. Because, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm getting so much heat from that. You know what? But it's love though, because I've gotten. I'm gonna tell you something, Bruno. When you said that, bro, do you know how many followers I got on Instagram? Just imagine how many followers I got on Instagram and TikTok.
A lot.
613 more followers. Okay, Instagram 156,000 views on that post, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, like this is the part that I want to say in regard to what Bruno is talking about, guys. Like, listen, man, if you're doing something, if you're going to have more, you want to know who your real supporters are in business, ask them to support you.
Mm-hmm.
Ask people to support you. You want to find out, like, if you want to find out who's miserable, do something really good or do something different.
For
You'll find out
real.
real quick. You'll find out real quick. Tell somebody right now. I guarantee you right now. If you said I'm buying a piece of real estate, I challenge everybody right now to say I'm going to buy a piece, an investment property this year. What do you think? And watch how many people will chime in and hate on you because you're doing something that they are afraid to do. What do you think about that, Bruno?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's huge. You know what I mean? Like people are super quick to be able to to tell you what not to do instead of them trying to tell you what to do. I'm telling you, man, like the vision. A lot of people don't have the same vision that you do, right? Because it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier when we were saying like, people don't want to see you get out of the Marine Corps because they want you to feel trapped. They want you to feel dependent and reliant on something,
They
right?
want you to be with them, dude.
Yeah. Like people want you to, people want you to sense the same fear that they have of things, right? But that man, it all goes back to the first thing that I was talking about, man. When I even first opened up the room, that I said, man, look at your circle and the people that are in it, right? If these people, man, aren't stepping stones, right? And I don't mean stepping stone as far as like, you're like stepping on people so that you can get up. I'm talking about people that are going to be helping you. The stepping stone that I'm talking about the people, right, that are going to put their knee out to help you reach the point that you can't reach, so you can step on their knee as they assist you to climb to the top, right? But people are going to scare you, man. People are going to scare you to take that leap and take that that jump because of the potential of you falling. Well, shit, man. If you're in the bottom, what are you doing? Right?
Oh,
If you're not
K9
already
just said,
winning, what are you doing?
hey, K9, K9 just said Bruno's voice. He said you're speaking straight facts.
That's what's up. But it's true, man. You know what? I mean, I'm telling you, if you want to see who's really going to be in your corner, ask them to support. And guys, check this out, man. I challenge you, just like 27. I challenge you to take a look at your social media, right? But now take a look at your social media with a different lens, right? Not looking at the people that are liking your post, but paying attention to who it is that is not liking your post. Okay? So as you go and you see, right, the people that that they saw that video, that they saw the thing that you posted because you see that they're active, right? Pay attention to the ones that are not liking and not supporting, right? It literally costs nothing for you to press that little heart button, right? But pay attention to the people in your circle, the people that talk about how much they got your back. They want to see you do well, right? And my brother Ramos, man, hey, Albert Ramos, shout out to him, man. Always pulling up, always supporting, right? And he says it best, right? And it's a saying that you hear a lot. People want to see you do well, but they don't want to see you do better than them, right? And the moment that you start really, really, really winning, oh man, you know what I mean? It's the haterade in them. You know what I mean? It's the haterade juice that starts flowing that people are like, ugh. Look at Anthony Glenn. Ugh. He won again. Ugh.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now. See, people on the outside looking in, and they think this crap is easy, man. Listen, man, we've been doing this stuff for Connie and I have been doing this for 20 years. I'm gonna tell you something. 20 freaking years, man. Okay. And Bruno's seen us create several companies, and we've been working in unison together. We're moving in the same direction. Like that's the part that a lot of people don't get. I cannot tell you how many people have been talking to Bruno and asking Bruno, why you over there with Anthony Glenn, man? I don't like that guy, man.
Weekly,
I
bro.
don't like him.
Mm-hmm. Weekly.
Haters.
And dog, Tony, bro, and you know what's crazy, man, is that when people come, right? I'm telling you, dog, like if I had $1 for every time that I've been approached by a brokerage somewhere trying to recruit me to get me to leave where I'm at to go somewhere else, right? And for every dollar, right, that that somebody goes says, oh man, you're over there with Tony, and I'm like, so go ahead and I ask him, man, a simple question. I'm like, hey man, like, why do you not like him? Like, what did he do to you? Dog, you know how many people have been able to answer that question and like give me anything besides silence? Not freaking one, right? Not freaking one person, man. But I know what it is. It's the fact that I'm like, damn, man, I'm surrounded by serial winners, and people don't like that, man. You know
They
what I mean?
hate it.
Like people hate it, man. People don't like it, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, man, that is why I will go and I will challenge everybody out there, man. Look, I'm looking into the camera right now. Look at your circle, right? Get your idea, plan it down, and see how many people are going to help you with grabbing the dirt and putting the dirt over the seed that you have, right? People are going to try to talk you out of taking the leap, man. Oh, you're going to buy real estate? You're going to buy a home in California? It's so expensive there.
Yeah.
But you know,
All the
but
time.
Tony, you know what's crazy, dog? The people that say that buying a home in California is super expensive are the people that are renting the expensive homes in California.
Bro,
So it's
let's
like,
we got to
what's
talk about that,
happening?
man. I love
Yeah,
that.
let's
We're
talk
going to
about
talk
that for
about
real.
that. We're going to talk about that, guys, because see, this is the thing, man. Don't allow people to give you advice on something that they're not doing. How you going to tell me not to buy a home and you don't own one?
Mm-hmm.
How you going to tell me how to become a multimillionaire when you're not even in the same bracket? Like, I wish, look, we're trying to get more people to live the lifestyle that we live. And now I understand what like Floyd Mayweather, Grant, I understand what like Floyd Mayweather, Grant Cardone, you know, like how they're conditioned for that, man. Because I'm telling you, man, listen, people will have an umbrella, but want you to stand in the rain with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand it, bro. It's like you see us over here winning. You're on the outside, and instead of winning with us, you would rather tell and influence people to be where you're at. That does not make sense. The only way that you're going to be able to get to where we're at is if you're willing to do what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you, it's not freaking easy. This stuff is not easy, right? But if you got somebody paving the way, like, bro, listen, man, I'm going to tell you right now, listen, people are waiting on our downfall. And guess what? We keep winning and 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 winning
And winning and
and
winning.
winning. Man, listen, you cannot stop what God has given. Listen, there's no way a person can stop the direction that you guys want to be in. I'm going to tell you right now, Bruno is cooking right now. No person can stop your shine. Listen, if God gave you the principles and he instilled the winning mindset, he wants to see, listen, I'm going to throw this little hate on you. But guess what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw some shine on you too. So when people are throwing stones and they hating and all of that stuff, you know, he ain't do that. He ain't do that. He did this and he did that. You know what you're doing? You're bringing attention to that person. And somebody's looking through your hating and they're saying, well, you know what? These guys are out here doing good, man. I want to be a part of that, man. Man, come on, man. Man, don't get me started, Bruno, because you don't
Hey,
open up a
for
can of
real,
worms,
dog.
dog.
And it's crazy, man, because if
It,
people took, man, oh, hold on, because if people took that energy, right, and they spent a fraction of that energy that it takes for you to hate, right, I'm talking about a fraction of that towards support, they would better themselves. Kezi, come on, man, talk to us real quick, man.
100%. If I could go back to the statement that you made where it was like, oh, people try to downplay you for buying a house in Cali. When I was stationed out in Cali, I was in Monterey, which is like north from where you guys are
Mm-hmm.
at the Defense Graduate School. That's where I was at.
Doings?
And I was telling, yeah, I was telling people like, I want to buy a house. Everybody, nah, it's too expensive. I talked to my E5. I was an E3 at the time, and I was like, yo, you get BAH, I get BAH. Let's put our BAH together and go get a house together. You
Mm-hmm.
keep asking me to go be your roommate and rent something out. Why don't we just buy something?
Come on.
No, we can't do it. We can't afford it. It's too
Share.
expensive out here. Blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, cool. Watch me.
Don't
And I
believe me,
went
just
out
watch.
on my E3
Don't believe me, just
BAH,
watch.
on my E3 BAH in Central Cali, Monterey, California, and bought a house. The way, well, it was a condo, but never, still a house to me. The way her jaw hit the floor, people will continue to downplay. And I keep trying to tell my junior sailors, as long as you get BAH and you are renting, you are wasting your money.
Mm.
I don't
Mm.
care what market you are in, you will always find a deal. Just make sure you're not paying more than your BAH, but you can get in.
Okay, Keza, we just met, man. I don't know why you're over here whispering sweet nothings in my ear like that, because I
I
like
know, for
this.
real.
But it's true, man. And I'll tell you guys, look, so the thing, our sister Kezia, man, she's over here stationed in South Carolina, right? And I'm telling you, it's the fact of she's talking about her testimony of people trying to talk her out of purchasing a property here in California, right? And by you not doing so, right, you ultimately missed the boat, man. You missed the boat. So, going back to Doc Clarissa's question that she asked earlier about, what is it that I did, whether I got into whether I started my real estate business before or after getting out, right? And I'll tell you, man, I started while I was in by doing exactly what our sister Kezia was just talking about, right? Is by me leveraging my VA loan entitlement. I purchased a property in this super duper expensive world, right, of California, right? I purchased a property there. Okay. And then that property that I paid $455,000 for in 4 years was worth over $800,000. So are you guys listening to what I'm saying?
That's a
I
half a
purchased a
million bands,
property,
dog. That's bro.
dog,
That's
seriously,
that's a half. That's a half a million bands.
in
Not only
four
that,
years, Tony.
look, $500,000 in 4 years. To make $500,000, that's 5 years in the Marine Corps. You got to stay in, dog. These fools out here losing,
Exactly.
dog. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about this, dog. You got a tenant in that property, and now they're paying the rent, and you're cash flowing. So that as long as you have that property is printing money. That one property that he purchased in 4 years, right? It increased in value $400,000, and it's printing money for him year over year. That one single property will make him in 20 years he'll have $3 million from that property.
Mm-hmm.
3
And mind
million.
you, man, and this is the property that I'm cash flowing on right now, right? And this is just one property. So the thing that I will tell everybody that's tapping into, man, we got the folks that are over here on the Clubhouse room, the TikTok, Instagram guys. Look, all you got to do is you just got to get started with one, right? So, you guys will hear our partner Grant Cardone come and talk about, hey, you know what, like he doesn't believe in the single family residence as being the investment, right? But you know what it is? It's for you to be able to get into something that will help you get the capital that you need for you to get into the big leagues that he's in, man. Into the buying the commercial, buying the multi units, doing all these things. But a lot of times, we're over here throwing our money at our landlord, right? While he's over there winning, taking all the tax benefits that come from us paying our rent, right? And us not winning and not coming across that, all that cash. This property right here, right? So check this out, guys. I purchased it for $455,000. That property was worth over $800,000 in less than 4 years later.
Pretty girls walk.
Oh, sorry about that. My bad, dog.
So then what I was able to do, man, is I went and I did a cash out refinance. Okay. So even though I had a 2.25% interest rate, I did a cash out when I knew that the interest rates were increasing. So I did a refinance right before, that big spike in the interest rates. I then had a 2.75% interest rate, but I also had $100,000 cash. Okay. My mortgage went up from $2,600 to $3,000 a month. Why did I only pull out $100,000? Because I factored in how much my mortgage was going to go up by. And then I was also looking at what the average market rental was for a property that was similar in size to the one that I owned, right? So then what I did was I took that $100,000 cash. I used that money for me to be able to make a down payment to go buy another investment property. Okay, now I no longer live in that property. I rent that property out now for $3,550. Okay, so that money is going towards paying down the mortgage that I took out for that property and the $100,000 cash out that I did when I pulled the money for me to go buy another property. Meaning that the $100,000 loan additional, I'm not paying that off. Somebody else is. And by the way, all the depreciation that I get from the property, all the tax benefits, I get that, not my tenant. Okay, and this is in the expensive world of California. Ooh, right? All the ghouls. Ooh, right? So I'm telling you, man, like that right there, and that was just one property. So that property right there, if I wanted to, I could have done, a VA cash out and took out all $400,000 of equity if I really wanted to, and I could have turned around and then taken that money and purchased a property cash outright, and not even
Can
taken
I ask you a question?
a mortgage. Yeah,
Okay, so Bruno, can you explain like how would it be beneficial for put a one in the chat if you guys want Bruno to answer this question about how can I as a person that has not served in the military, can you tell me how I can partner with a veteran to buy? What are the benefits of me partnering with a vet? I want to know what like if I wanted to buy, or how is it? What is the difference between buying a multi-unit with? Well, let me rephrase my question. Okay, number one, how can I buy a multi-unit as a veteran? And then number two, why would it benefit me as a non-veteran to purchase with the VA loan?
Okay. All right. So the first question was this: how can I, as a veteran, be able to buy a multi-unit? Okay. So what we're gonna go is, we're gonna go the easy route, and we're only gonna look at 4 units. Okay. So 4 units for you to be able to purchase, as long as you intend to own or occupy one of the units, right? The other 3 units is something that you can rent out, and then have that potential income to be factored in for how much it is that you can get qualified for. Okay. Meaning that you get a mortgage for the multi-unit, you reside in one, and you rent out the other 3 units to your potential tenants. So that's the first thing that you want to factor in, right? But then now, if we're talking about how is it that a non-veteran can partner up with a veteran, okay? So the Department of Veteran Affairs, they guarantee up to 25% of a property. Okay, so that's ultimately what it is. It's a VA backed loan. So it's not the VA that's actually giving you the loan. They're the ones that are guaranteeing it by 25%. So you, the non-veteran, obviously, right, you have that entitlement. Or I'm sorry, you as a veteran, you have the entitlement. The non-veteran, what you can do is you can partner up with that veteran. And as long as you put down, right, 12.5%, you can now reap the same benefits as a veteran. And the pro is the only one that has to have the intent to own or occupy the property is the veteran. So you, as a non-veteran, you can ultimately invest 12.5% into a deal, and for you to be able to get the same advantages, or similarly, similar advantages that you can for a veteran. Okay, all you need to do is come out of pocket 12.5% that you would otherwise need 20% down payment to go the conventional route, for you to ultimately not pay for the mortgage insurance, right? Conventional, we're talking about PMI, private mortgage insurance. FHA, we're talking about MIP, mortgage insurance premium, right? So those are the things that you, as a non-veteran, can tap into. And then the perk, right, is the fact that you are now open to reaping all the benefits of the refinance options, meaning that you can do a VA IRRRL, right? The interest rate reduction refinance loan. It ultimately allows you to be able to refinance that property. You're not having to requalify for the loan, so you're not having to show income. You're not having to, do all the things that you originally had to do for the property to qualify for it. Okay. So no
And
income
we got a question.
verification.
We got
All
a
right.
question in the chat.
And then, so no income verification. You can lower your interest rate. So if the market does better, right, you can also only do that after 210 days. Okay, and then the cash out, right? It's the only product that allows you to pull out 100% of the equity piece in there. Where when you're talking about conventional and some of the other routes, right, they typically want to see you leave about 20% of equity in the property. Now, do we advise you to go in and pull out 100% of the equity? No, because we don't give advice. But I wouldn't. I'm pretty sure my friend Tony wouldn't, right? But if you wanted to and you needed to, the opportunity is there. So we got a question in the chat here from David Lacas. So if you're interested to invest $200 to
No,
get
no, no,
30,
not him.
no?
That's a troll.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bot. I have a question right here. It
Yeah, what you
says,
got, bro?
okay, so Heavenly says, she said, okay, let me see what her question is. Wait, is this for the deed as right of survivorship? Okay, it says heavily strong. That's her question. So basically, that question is that does that mean that if I'm a veteran, she's basically asking if I am a what do you call it?
Surviving spouse.
A surviving spouse. No, he's not just talking about that, but I want him to go ahead and answer that question. She's basically saying, is this right? Is the deed right to survivorship? And she says she's trying to figure out it. How can a non-vet use that VA home loan benefit?
So how can the non-vet use the VA home loan benefit, and then having it tied into A surviving spouse?
Right. She's basically asking, okay, the question is, if I'm a non-veteran, how can I partner with a vet?
Yeah. So for that, it's just going to be you and the vet, coming to an agreement on how that's going to be. The lender is ultimately going to look at both of your guys' financials, right? And then essentially you're going to purchase, and then you both can either go on the loan, or the veteran can only go on the loan. um, or typically what you would want to see is have both of you guys go in on the loan. The non-veteran puts down the 12.5%, right? Or you can ultimately, depending on the price of the property and what the veteran's income and debt to income ratio is, he can potentially, he or she can potentially buy it by themselves, right? And then you can go on title as long as you have an agreement and something put, to ultimately protect both parties. But it's as simple as that. Am I oversimplifying it, you think, Tony?
No, that's it. That's exactly you said it right. Partner with a vet, 12.5% down, or go on title. Is the answer. That's correct. Did he answer your question, Heavenly Strong? She said no as a non-spouse. How can I invest? Okay, yeah, that's what he just said. Okay, so Heavenly Strong, basically what he's saying is that you can partner with a veteran as a non-vet, and you can put 12.5% down. Okay, and it says if the veterans, she said, if the veterans credit don't qualify for the loan but need a third party. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so do you want to answer that, or you want me to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead and
I
answer?
mean, I can start it off, and if you want to slam dunk it, so ultimately
Go
the thing
ahead.
is this, man. So like, so the ultimate benefit. I mean, for a situation like that, I would say there is nothing better than the VA loan, right? Because there is no minimum credit score requirement. Now, some of the lenders, right? So those right here on the camera that are tapping in Instagram and everything else, right? So the question is, hey, so what if the veteran has a low credit score? Okay, and now we're here to tell you that there is no minimum credit score for you to be able to qualify for the VA home loan. Okay,
Bingo.
now you have more flexibility with the VA home loan than you would if you were going otherwise with FHA and conventional. Now, there are these things that are called overlays from the lenders, right? Which is ultimately dictates the level of risk that lender can or is willing to take, right? So they may set a potential minimum credit score to get a loan from that respective financial institution. But since you are tapping in to me, to Tony, and the Winning Real Estate House, now if a lender tells you that there is a minimum credit score, they're only talking about for their financial institution. So the first thing that you need to be doing is contacting us so we can point you in the right direction by letting you know what it is that you need to do to be able to connect with the person, right, or the respective lender that can process and finance your file with your specific situation. Which the difference is we are never going to tell you no, right? It's always going to be a yes right now, or these are the steps that we need to take for you to be able to achieve that yes. Okay, but going back to the question is, if the veteran doesn't have the credit score, right? It's okay, right? They're going to go and they're going to take a look at the financials to see what the debt to income is, and then they're ultimately going to go and factoring the income that is also being considered by the non-veteran. Okay, so they're ultimately going to go with the medium credit score, right? To generate that interest rate. So the qualifying FICO, which is the medium credit score from all three credit bureaus, right? So the medium one is going to be the qualifying FICO. Okay, but it's okay, right? Even if your FICO isn't where you want it to be, you may get an interest rate that's a little bit higher. But this is the beauty of it, right? All you got to do is you make your payments on time, get your finances in order, and then after you show good history, right, of you making those on-time payments, you can then do what's called the VA EARL, the VA Interest Rate Reduction Refinance Loan. Lower that interest rate, right? It's a streamlined process. You don't have to requalify for the loan. And then the beauty of it is the property doesn't have to be reappraised. So even if the market crashes or anything else that everyone has been telling you on Facebook and Instagram, how the crash is coming, right? We've been hearing that since the crash, right? And if it does happen, you're still in there because you can do the interest rate reduction refinance loan, not worry about the economic factors, get the lower interest rate. But at least now you're able to own a piece of property. You're able to take advantage of the tax benefits, the equity position that you have in it, right? and that's really all that you got to do. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, Bruno, and it says she says she needs a private consultation. So again, text WIN to 760-385-8211. Again, 760-385-8211, and Bruno will reach out to you today. Okay. Again, this is the Win in Real Estate show, and today the right time. I am the co-host Anthony Glenn. Bruno is the main host today in the Win in Real Estate house. Shout out to all of the people that are on stage right now. Bruno, she says, if veterans been paying $1,400 rent but can't qualify to own, please help. Okay, so here's the deal. Bruno is going to text. If you guys want to get on a private consultation with Bruno, text WIN to 760-385-8211. Again, text WIN to 760-385-8211. And shout out to Sheldon Williams in the building and Ian Jensen. Hey, man, dog, what's going on, man? I think we in the big leagues, bro. Is it going down or what, bro?
Yeah, man. Hey, Williams, man, good to see you, man. Pulling up, man. That's what's up. But yeah, man. So we got another question in here, Tony, from Basil. He said, "Is there a rapid rescore with that product?" So I'm not sure if you're referring to the EARL, to the interest rate reduction refinance loan, right? So it wouldn't be a rapid rescore for that one in particular. It would just be a regular credit pull that they look at, right? Because ultimately they're gonna factor in your credit score to then assess what interest rate you can qualify for, right? So if you're talking about that, so he's asking about the rapid rescore. So hey guys, what ultimately what that is when a lender now goes and factors in your situation that you're in now and where it is that you want to be, and then they break things down for you and they tell you specifically what it is that you need to do, right, by doing what's called a what if scenario, to then get you to make those payments, work on your financial profile to get it to a point to where you can now be have your credit score improved in a really, really short period of time. And then they do what's called a rapid rescore to get the improved qualifying FICO so that you can get a better interest rate, therefore have a better debt to income ratio. But hopefully that answers your questions, brother. I figured because you said
Bruno,
after paying some things down. Yep. What you got,
the
man?
homies done showed up, dog. The homies done showed up, dog.
Everybody ain't champions.
Everybody ain't champions, dog. The homies done showed up.
Dropping gems.
Big league.
Playtime over, this the big league.
Hey, let's go, Bruno.
Playtime over, this the big league.
HK, you hear this, dog? You hear this?
I hope they
Big
taking
leagues,
notes.
baby.
Y'all
Let's
dropping
go.
gems. Hope they taking notes.
Hey, Sheldon, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Where you located, man?
I'm good. I'm out in Colorado Springs right now, family. How we doing?
Good, man. How much longer you got out there till you come back over to the best coast, West Side?
I'll tell you what, I'll come back tomorrow if you want me to.
Hey, let's go.
And Bruno, we got Heavenly on the stage, y'all. She's I think she's here. She's probably going to ask all of her questions. I was able to pull up. And shout out to my brother Mark Days.
What
Bro,
up,
you got a full
Mark?
house today, man. Hey, it's going down, man. What's going on, man? Everybody pulling up, man. Man, raise your hand right now and get on stage for Bruno. Put a fire emoji in the chat if Bruno is kicking it like a sensei. And we got Heavenly in the queue. Heavenly, can you hear us? Heavenly? Do you know how to unmute your mic?
So yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, can you hear her, Bruno?
Yeah, absolutely. What you got, sister? How can you help me win today?
Yeah, go ahead and rock out. Ask your question.
Thank you so much for bringing this information. I've tried to bring two people I shared the live with two people that I've been discussing this with. I am the veteran, and it's been over 5 years that I've gone through the situation of renting above what should be the normal rental rate. And I am 100% compensated as a veteran. So that's all my income that's known there. And my debt to ratio, I'm not quite sure how that is stated because I don't have any debt. All I have is one credit card through Navy Federal. And I don't know if you've seen recently how Navy Federal has been refusing or rejecting a lot of the African Americans asking for loans. And I've been with Navy Federal since 1984 when I first enlisted with the military.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it seems to be that I'm not able to, I've been getting shopped around or sold that, your debt to ratio, and not taking anyone to take it serious that I want to become a homeowner through my VA loan. And I've been retired from the military for the last 10 years, and I'm not able to get anyone to even offer what you've been speaking of, either rapid recredit scoring, even if the interest rate was a little high, and then waiting for it to come back around. So it seems to be almost literally impossible that finding a lender out here to offer or to even consider to even do some of the things that you've spoken about.
Okay, sister. What branch of service were you in?
Navy.
Okay. Navy. Let's
Oh, no, you
go.
didn't.
Why you do that,
We
Okay,
all
man?
can't
Eddie.
be Marines. We all can't be Marines.
Navy did not do that.
Hey, man. So I will say this, man. You know, if it's not for the Navy, man, the Marines would be over here stuck, not getting around, not doing anything, man. So we definitely appreciate the support, man. And like,
Right.
as
We
much
are your
crap.
taxi drivers. We are the
Hey,
taxi drivers.
hey, for real. And you know what, man? Marines talk shit about the Navy all the time, but you know, once we
Right.
start to go down, we're over here looking around like, where's the corpsman at, man? Corpsman up.
Shoot, y'all be looking for that big pay spray on the way to get y'all out of trouble.
Absolutely, man. Because if we look around to our left and our right, and there's nothing but Marines. Other Marines are gonna be like, "Oh, let's put some dirt on it," and that's it. You know, you guys at least will pull up, you know, with
Right.
the water and the
I'm
Motrin.
gonna
You
tell
know,
Hey, Navy do be coming through with the Motrin, dog. You know what I'm saying?
800 milligrams.
Some of y'all be
Take
coming
2
through
of
with the
them.
penicillin, though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord have mercy,
Man.
dog.
Nah, but sister, we definitely appreciate you pulling up and asking that. And you know what? So you, okay, listen to me. You are the reason why we exist. Okay. So people that are in your
100%.
situation, and by people, I'm talking about like us, right? We are people, right? Other
Yeah.
veterans, there's absolutely no way that we can go through the things that we go through, right, with serving and then have things like this happen, right? Everyone wants to go and say, "Oh
Yes.
yeah, thank you for your service," until it's time for them to show up, right? And then actually show the support. Okay. And by showing support, I'm not talking about financial, right? A veteran does not need your money. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear in the back, right? Veterans don't need your
Right.
money. What we
There you
need is a
go.
shot. Okay.
Right.
What we need is someone that is willing to take the time to say, you know what, hey, I see where you are and I want to help elevate you to get to another position. Okay. What happens, sister, is a lot of these financial institutions, right? They're not worried about giving you that extra help. You know why? Because it may take a little longer than what they are willing to put in as far as time, right, to actually help, right? You figure less than 3% of the American population have served in the United States, armed services. So you figure a lot of these, especially like like the big box financial institutions, right? A lot of them are worried about the 97%. Why, right?
Yep.
I mean, the numbers make sense that you would go and then allocate your time towards, the greater majority, which is 97%. But people aren't worried about trying to, help, us, right, for the things that we've done, right? So, you are why we exist. And what I can promise you, right,
Right.
is that if you send a text to that number, right, that we dropped in the chat that
Okay.
Anthony put right there, that we can definitely
Yeah.
connect with you, right? And if nothing else, we will always give you a roadmap. Okay. So it's never going to be a no, right? And you as a veteran should not be told no, right? Because when it was time for you to deploy, when it was time for you to, answer the nation's calling, you didn't have the privilege to say no, right? Your response was, when and where do I got to be there, right? And when do I go and
Yeah.
withdraw my, my weapon from the armory? Because there is a
Right.
call that I have to answer,
Yep.
right? So because of that, sister, ain't no way over my dead body are we going to let, another veteran not be given a roadmap to what it is that you need to do, right? Now,
Hey,
it
Bruno.
may not be easy,
Bruno, let's do this.
Correct.
Let's do this. Okay. What's your first name?
Mine's Heavenly. That's really my name.
Oh, that's
That is
okay. You know what
dope.
I'm saying?
Oh man. Like, how do you
Yeah, can you imagine
even get
being,
into arguments? How does somebody ever
foreman?
like say anything bad? You know what I mean? Like,
I know heavily lied to me. That don't even sound right. They
right?
don't go together. But here's
And I'm gonna tell you too, I served in Mardette for most of my military career. I was a weapons tech, weapons specialist, serving with special forces with Mardette overseas. So My Marines are my saviors, as I say, as I'm theirs. But yeah, and I'm saying here I'm shelling out. First, it was living in California, shelling out $2,500 a month for a 2-bedroom in rent. And I'm going, wait a minute, I should be able to own. So I leave and go from California to the state of Iowa, and I'm here in Iowa paying $1,450 on a rental. And I'm like, wait a minute, I should be able to own. That's why I moved to another state to try to find that property that was more affordable. And I know, the housing voucher that I have and holding that for $275,000. And I'm like, come on now, how are you going to tell me I've never used it? I've been retired for, 10 years and holding on to this voucher. I'm like, why am I still renting? And I've been homeless 3 times in those 10 years.
Now watch this. This is what's crazy. Watch this. Here's what we're gonna do real time. Bruno, you ready? Can I be the Robin to your Batman, bro?
Absolutely, man. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. You are Ivory. I'm Ebony. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what kind of ivory this is. It's like a tainted ivory over here.
Right.
More like cappuccino. Okay. Here's the deal.
Right.
Right now, does Bruno have your commitment today? Say
Do
yes.
Bruno have my commitment? Yes.
You will be a homeowner this year. Say, I will be a
homeowner
this year. Put a
This
fire
year.
emoji in the chat, man, because guess what? Check this out.
Yes.
Bruno's going to reach out to you. We're going to give you the roadmap. After you get your roadmap, Bruno's going to find a real estate professional in your local area that knows VA loans.
Yes.
And you're going to get your freaking house today. We're going
Yes.
to get your freaking house this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
I'm in tears because this is just like that Santa Claus. This is the Santa Claus I've been looking for.
And this is guys, this is the reason why we exist, man. While people are out here hating, look, we got people that are on stage right now. As a matter of fact, Sheldon Williams, we just sold his house not too long ago.
Let's go. 2K in the bank. Let's go.
Okay, like they say, attention on deck.
Hey, that's what we're talking about, man. It would take the Marines to bail y'all out, you know what I'm saying? But hey, the Marines, that's what we do, man. We come to the rescue, you know what I'm saying? Marines coming to the rescue, Heavenly. We got you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so here's the deal, okay? Bruno, for those of you that are in the room, man, put a fire emoji in the chat. Put Heavenly and a heart emoji in the chat for Heavenly. Can y'all do that for us? Because we're going to manifest her becoming a real estate investor because she deserves it, right? So here's the deal, guys. This is what I like about what we do, okay? Heavenly, you will text WIN right now to 760. Repeat it after me while you're writing it down.
760
385 8211.
8211. Got it.
How much? I'll bet you a 6-pack of fruit roll-ups from Costco that Bruno will get your qualification within 96 hours. 4 days, you will have your money, and then you will be on your way to looking for properties, because this is the reason why we want to manifest that for you, man. Like, there are actually people out here who just don't know what to do. And guess what? Bruno's going to give you a call today. As soon as we hang up, he's going to give you, as soon as we get off of the live, he's going to give you a call, and then he's going to set up that free roadmap. And I want you to see who our team consisted, who's here. Okay, so
let me know. Yes.
Donovan is on our Donovan's part of our team. Stack Pack's a part of our team. Mark Days is a part of our team. Ian Jensen, Sheldon Williams is one of our partners as well, one of our Marine brothers. All of these people have been here and they've seen us grow. And shout out to our honorary member, Dr. Carissa J, that's always supporting us on TikTok right now. So we are going to get you your property this year. There's no excuses. There's no reason why you're not going to be able to get your property. Text that number, okay, right now. And for those of you that are in here, they're in the same position, text WIN to 760-385-8211. And Bruno and Ian and Donovan, one of them will give you a call today. But Bruno is going to call you specifically because he's going to give you a call.
Yes, thank you. Because I shared this with some of the non-veteran, my civilian real estate investors and people here, and they've been trying to assist me I've been here in Iowa for 2 years. So he was just in here in the comments, James Spears, and he just said, yes, heavily, yes, because I'm like, I need this. I got to have this. I just adopted my 2 grandchildren. And we need a home of our own,
Well, let me tell you the reason why. Probably the reason why you didn't get that property, and then I'll pass it back to you, Bruno. Probably the reason why you didn't get that property when it was time is because God wanted to put you in this space for you to do it the
Yes.
right way versus the fast way.
Yeah.
That's why.
Right.
Back
Thank
over
you.
to you,
Thank
Bruno.
you. That is good. Thank you.
Absolutely, sister,
Tony,
man.
can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, what you got, HK?
Hey, Bruno. So Heavenly, I just want to piggyback a little bit and add some value, and to let you know, I've been working now with Ian, Tony, and Bruno, and I'm an Army veteran
Talk. You
myself,
can't.
Go ahead.
and so because Army leads the way all day, every day.
This guy, man.
Anywho,
This guy, man.
Right.
Cat. Why you
You see how you
capping,
slid
man?
that in there, right?
Do you want us to like take you serious or what? Hit it, brother.
but
Hit it.
We telling jokes.
but Heavenly, so I've been working with them, and so they got me in touch with a mortgage lender, and so we've been going at it now for about a couple months. So I'm just gonna add value and let you know that you're in good hands. And with Tony, Ian, and Bruno, they've been on top of their A game with helping out veterans, and they've been honest about their word on things. So Ian's been checking in with me, texting me, because he has my phone number, just checking on me, making sure I'm staying up to date with stuff. And there's been some a couple problems, and they took care of it. So any issues that come along the way, they're there to help you. And I'm gonna just be able to vouch and say for my own testimonial, you're in good hands, honestly.
Hey, brother, we definitely appreciate that,
Thank
man,
you.
and we appreciate the shout out,
Got my
man.
commitment. Yeah, you got
And
my
heavenly,
commitment, and you got my confidence.
heck yeah, sister. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And like Tony said, it's always going to be the right way over the fast way, right? And I think that sometimes some of the hardships or what we consider hardships, sometimes are things that we are required to go through, and sometimes it's not even for us, right? Sometimes it takes us to go through hardships so that others don't have to, right? It could have been that you were put in a situation for you to be here right now, for us to have this conversation, because you know what, there is a good chance that we have people that are hanging out in the audience, people that are listening in, people that are going to be looking at the replays, tapping into Instagram, TikTok, or everywhere else, right, that may be in the same exact situation that you're in, right? But the thing is, this is that hearing your story could have been the thing that ultimately changed everything for them, right? Maybe they were hesitant because they've gotten used to hearing no so often that like they don't even want to keep trying. But then now they've been exposed to the folks like us that are saying, you know what, there's no way that you should settle for a no, right? You should be given two options. One is a yes, or two is the way that you is the path for you to achieve that yes, right? And if you've served the nation, there is no way that a no is ever going to suffice, right? But we definitely appreciate you pulling up. We appreciate your service, right? And thank you for being you, and thank you for that commitment. Now, right? I'm telling you, you made a commitment, but you made a commitment to the Marines, so right, you got some more that comes with that. So now we're gonna hold you to it.
Hold me to it. Like they said, my enlistment might have ended, but never did my oath.
Now I don't see no
Hey, we
text
love
message from
it.
you though, Heavenly. I ain't
I'm
see.
about. I can't be here and there at the same time.
That's
I
because
can't be.
you said grandchildren. That's because you got that T-Mobile sidekick over there. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, sister. You know what I'm saying? The old school phone with the antenna you got to pull out. It's all good.
Right. You know that Motorola we used to use.
Hello, you gotta. Hey, when you old school, you when you answer the phone, you say hello, toodaloo. You
Yep.
say,
The Motorola, that radio man that was out you in the field, the infantry. We know you ground pounders are awesome.
hey, and then I got another question for you, Bruno. I says, well, maybe that's why after 5
I'm gonna
years.
let the line go so someone else could jump in here.
Okay, you got it.
But
Thank you for
brother.
asking that question.
Brother. Thank you.
Okay, so I got it says, well, maybe that's why after 5 years I have not found the home I want. Those were not for me. Okay, Gia Sunshine 5. Can you come up and ask any questions? I'm gonna invite you up. Does anybody have any questions for Bruno on stage right now, or any comments to Hey, Bruno, I want to say good job, man, today,
Hey, I
bro. You
appreciate you, man.
killing it.
Appreciate you.
You're killing it, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you if Bruno is killing it today, man, because in the beginning, man, it's different when you try to get your bearing, man. But guess what, man? Once you get the bearing, it's fun, man.
Yeah, it is, man. You know what? But I think that what I really like to do, man, is I love this, man. I love to be able to get in front of people, man, and just share my story, man. In the beginning, like I didn't think that there was even anybody else in the room until I saw your name. I'm like, oh snap! So I thought I was just talking to myself for a minute, man. And you know what, man? It's because I know that the things that I've gone through, my experience, and the knowledge that I have, it absolutely can benefit others, man. So if I ever get the opportunity or the chance to ever get a mic, man, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to speak in it, man, so that somebody else can benefit from whatever it is that I have to offer. And again, man, this is the reason why we do what we do, right? I ultimately retired from the Marine Corps, but I wanted to always continue to serve and give back, right? So some people go and they go pet puppies, right? So that they feel good and they feel as if like they're doing something good in the world, right? For me, it's this, man. For me, it's to be able that I'm helping other veterans. It's me to help, get people to ultimately reach another level in their lives, man, for the better. And what I really, really want to do is continue to, speak and continue to share our experiences with the world so that other people can benefit from this, man. So I definitely appreciate the opportunity, Tony, for letting me hop on this, man. And I'm really excited, man. I'm excited for us to continue to do this, to see how else we can ultimately reach and get to more people, man. And that's like the biggest thing is how can we help more people? And I truly believe that if with that approach, right, then what's meant to be ours will be, right. And as long as we can continue to pay it forward, you know what I mean.
Fact. That's a fact. And anybody have any questions or comments while Bruno's here? Any questions? Come on, y'all. We got all these people on stage. I see my brother Mark Days up here, man. What's up, Mark? Stack Pack, man. Diana. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something that's also cool, Bruno.
Come on, man. We active. What's up?
If you notice, man, anytime we doing something big, man, anytime the homies pull up, man, anytime we open up a room, man, the homies pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
bro, you can't put no price tag on that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Gang, got your back, baby.
No matter where we at.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Big facts.
Man, and
you ain't
and
never got to
support,
worry
man.
about walking down a dark alley by yourself, man.
I'll tell you, man, support, man. Support is one of the things, man, that you can never get enough of, but it's so hard for you to come across, right? As people actually offering their support, man. A lot of times people want to do things, people want to do things expecting like, what's in it for them and always expecting, some sort of retribution or, reciprocity in it. And sometimes it's not about that, man. If you do things for the right reason and you support, like genuine support. I mean, like, come on, bro. It takes nothing for you to, for you to press a button, right? To like somebody's post, to go and share somebody's post, to comment with a little heart emoji or something so that message can be exposed to more to feed into the algorithm, right? Simple things like that, man. But you'll see it's incredibly difficult. But like Tony said before, go ahead and then drop something negative, right? Go ahead and like say something that isn't going to be productive to help anybody else, and watch the attention that it gets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch the attention that will get. So check it out, right? If you guys don't believe me, man, go to my Instagram page right now, okay? And then I want you to go and I want you to see a video of me explaining, right, what the VA EARL is, the interest rate reduction refinance loan. And then I want you to see the engagement on that. And then I want you to look at a post that I posted yesterday about some emojis, right? Where I was asking, the little emoji like this, right? Are those high fives or praying hands? And like mad people are over there engaging with that, right? But the information that actually helps somebody elevate themselves, right? Get out of, get in a better financial position. The engagement isn't the same, right?
Engagement, so Bruno. You said it, bro.
Say it again, brother.
Engagement, man. That's the most important part, bro. That's
Yeah.
what I work on 24/7, man.
And I'm telling you, man, it's, like the level of support, man, and the lack of support, So I definitely want to say thank you to everyone that's pulling up, man, everyone that showed some love. That's, just you being in this space, man. This is support. Sometimes it's just showing up and then, always continuing to show up, right? People are super easy to give up and throw in the towel, right? But to everyone who's supporting us, man, I promise you, we will never forget that, right? We will never, ever, 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 ever forget that, man. And I remember for a good time, Tony used to go be in the space and then he used to take screenshots right in the beginning of the people that were actually in the room, right? So then he can go and say, man, like these are the supporters. These are the people that are going to help us get to the level that we're trying to achieve, man. And this is like pre, Cardone Veterans Group stuff. This is pre-partnership with Grant Cardone. This was just us, doing what we do is it's helping people, sharing information with others without any level of expectations of any reciprocity, just trying to help for the sake of helping, man. So I got a question, Ian. So he said, how do you manage family and work? Ian, man, and I think that, so that question right there is, so how do I manage family and work? And it's tough, right? It's tough because I'm so passionate about what it is that I do that a lot of times it's really easy to kind of blur those lines, right? What I'm actively working on, so for 2024, one of my goals, right, is to set aside specific times where I ultimately disconnect, man. And I understand my reason for retiring from the Marine Corps, right? And my reason for retiring from the Marine Corps, it wasn't the money, it wasn't the real estate, it wasn't anything else besides putting my family first, right? So they took a lot of time from me, from all my 9 deployments and everything else that I had to do. But it was my commitment to say I need to give more time back. So this year my resolution is going to be setting more time and disconnecting, more frequently, right? But then also trying to rope in my family and my work together, man, right? So the people that live with me, the people that are in my house, they believe in me, right? They believe in the same thing that I believe in. So it's easy for them to buy into what it is that I'm talking about, right? My wife, for example, right? My wife went knowing absolutely nothing about real estate. And she said, you know what? She realized the passion that we have for helping others and why it is that I want to give back in the real estate space. That, you know what, man? She went and got licensed herself. She went out and got her own license so that she can say, well, what is it that I can do with you achieving your goal of helping more people? So this weekend, right? So what's a way that we can, balance between work and family? This weekend, I'm going to be running an open house with my wife, right? So now we're going to be sitting there. We're going to be talking about our marriage, our relationship, how to improve it while still holding an open house and helping other people as they come about, right? The second day that I'm running an open house, our sellers for that property, she's going to go show them properties while I'm doing the open house. So it's the mutual support and creating, you know what I mean? Like the yin and the yang, and then having people that you're working with together, man. And that's for relationships, family members, it doesn't matter, right? It's ultimately going back to what we originally said when we're talking about support and supporting and being there for each other to kind of help accomplish the mission, which is helping more people, giving back, and helping others get to a place that they can elevate, man. But yeah, man, we're getting ready to wrap this up here. Right, it's already 2:00 Pacific Standard, man, and I definitely want to say thank you to everyone for tapping in today. Thanks for the opportunity, Tony, for letting us come up in here, man, and just share, our experiences, our knowledge, and I really, really hope, man, that the information that we share today makes it a positive impact in somebody's life today, right? So hopefully, the time that you invested in just listening to us was enough to get you to say, you know what? I don't know what that Bruno guy was talking about, but he said something that is going to make me want to go Google something later, right? All I can ask for is for that seed to be planted and to create enough curiosity behind what it is that you've heard today to get you to seek more information so that you can further educate yourself in doing something greater, something better, and continuing to grow, man. So we're gonna open this up for one final question, if anybody has it, right? If not, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. Thank you so much. Big shout out, right, for everyone that's tapping in, man. We got D Wood, Tony, Shay, Derek, HK, Sheldon, Ian, I am Kelly Ware, Ishman, Andrea, Stack with the Pack, Donovan, Diana, Tina, Brandon, Dr. Clarissa J, 24/7 supporting, man. We appreciate you. I need a show on Netflix. Hey, you know what? Hey, Dr. Clarissa, you know what, man? I'm thinking about it, man. I really, really, really enjoy doing this, man. And then shout out to my man Anthony Perez right here. Hop in here, man. Right, this guy right here, man. This is it's the man, the myth, the legend, right? Who is making ultimately all these things happen, man. This room right here, right? It was somebody who, again, man, believes in the vision, right? And that they say, you know what, like he took it upon himself to set this up because he feels as if there's a way that we can grow together, right? To like, have something more that we can create a bigger impact. So it was him. It was his initiative to create this space right here, man. I just bought a mic. What's that thing called with the little buttons?
It's like a mixer.
Like a mixer, the crazy expensive camera, and all this other stuff, man, for me to be able to set something up at my house, right? So that we can continue to do this, right, on a much larger and greater scale, man. So we appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys tap into us, right? Give us a follow. Give me a follow on Instagram, on TikTok, so that I can reach my 1,000 follower goal, so I can finally go live, right? Make sure you guys join the Facebook group. So just type in WIRE, which stands for Win in Real Estate, right? So then what you'll be able to do is continue to stay tapped into us. We're gonna be dropping content on there all the time, and as you guys go into the journey of real estate, we can help you guys grow, right? We can help you by giving you the tips and everything else they need to do, man, for us to ultimately get you to where it is that you want to get to, right? But we definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for tapping in. We're gonna catch you guys. So tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific Standard, we're gonna be having another room like this, right? So you guys can tap in and we can answer any more questions that you guys have, man. But thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Hey, man, keep winning, y'all.